"Can you not sit so close? It's disgusting." The words rang out before Marcus Ellis even exhaled. It was 5:47 p.m., the bus packed tight in downtown Louisville. Marcus, 40, brown-skinned, soft-spoken, had just boarded in his dark blue security uniform, badge gleaming from a day of silent service. He sat beside a young white woman. She shifted away with a dramatic scoff. No one looked. No one spoke. Then came the voice from the front. The driver, red cap, thick arms, no patience, stood up. "Either move to the back or get off, now." The bus went silent. Eyes darted. Phones quietly lifted to record. Marcus didn't move, didn't speak, just looked forward, his hands on his knees, calm. A little boy whispered to his mom, "Why is he being mean to the security guy?" But still, no one intervened. Not yet. And just as the driver stepped down the aisle again, a voice from 3 rows back broke the tension. "Sir, if you touch him again, you're violating federal law." All heads turned. Standing now was a man in a crisp military uniform, sharp creases, polished boots, chest full of ribbons. He stepped forward with the steadiness of someone who'd led men into battle. "I said, stand down," the soldier repeated. His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. The driver blinked. "And who the hell are you?" He lifted his ID card. "Lieutenant Darren Cole, United States Army. Just got back last week." A murmur spread. Someone whispered, "He's real. That's a real officer." The woman who had complained earlier suddenly shrank into her seat, clutching her purse. Marcus still hadn't said a word, but his shoulders had lifted slightly, like someone else had finally shared the weight. Lieutenant Cole walked up until he stood between Marcus and the driver. He didn't flinch. "You're done driving this bus today." The driver's lips twitched. "You think you outrank me on this bus?" "No," he said slowly, "but I outrank your fear, and that's what's driving you right now." The tension crackled like static. The driver took a step back, not out of fear, but calculation. His eyes scanned the bus, phones still recording, faces watching. Then, with sudden aggression, he reached for Marcus's arm. That's when it happened. Marcus flinched. Not from fear, but memory. His hand reflexively shielded his chest, where a faint scar peeked beneath his uniform's collar. From years ago. From a night no one cared to ask about. And in that second, the driver tipped the edge. A passenger near the front, an elderly black woman, stood up shakily. "Don't you dare lay another hand on him," she said, voice trembling but firm. "Not again. Not this time." The driver froze, but someone behind him didn't. Water, a whole bottle, splashed over Marcus's chest, from the woman who'd started it all. "You people think uniforms make you decent," she hissed. "You're just pretending." The silence was deeper than before. No one laughed, no one moved. Lieutenant Cole didn't yell. He knelt slowly, picked up the drenched security hat that had fallen near Marcus's feet, and placed it gently back on his head. "You don't need to pretend," he said. "You earned it." The bus doors hissed open. 2 officers stepped inside, city police. The driver rushed to them, pointing furiously. "That man refused to move. He caused this." The officers turned to Marcus, who sat still, chest soaked, hat slightly tilted. Then they saw Lieutenant Cole. "Afternoon, officers," Cole said, handing over his ID again. "We have multiple video recordings. Passenger was targeted. No laws broken. Maybe one." One officer took the ID, eyebrows raising. "Lieutenant Cole, we know who you are." He turned to Marcus. "Sir, do you want to press charges?" Marcus shook his head. No, I just want to ride the bus, like everyone else. The officer turned to the driver. Step off the vehicle. What? Are you serious? You're suspended pending investigation. You'll be contacted. As he was led out, the driver glanced back. The bus, silent before, was now filled with quiet stares, some ashamed, some relieved. Marcus adjusted his hat, sat up straighter. Lieutenant Cole gave him a nod. Mind if I sit here? Marcus smiled faintly. It's your city, too. The bus rolled forward again. No one spoke for a long time. Not out of fear, but reflection. At the next stop, a teenager stood and offered Marcus his seat. You don't have to stand, he said. Marcus shook his head. I'm good, son, but thank you. In the back, the woman who threw water stared out the window. She never looked back, never apologized, but she heard the whisper behind her. Shame's louder when you're quiet. As Marcus reached his stop, he stood, nodded to the driver, now replacing the suspended one, and stepped down. But someone had left something taped to the front exit door. A note scribbled in pen. Thank you for standing your ground, sir. Some of us were raised better. He paused, looked back at the bus, at the people watching, not in judgment, but with something else. Respect. And without a word, he walked off. Tomorrow the video would go viral, but Marcus wouldn't check. He'd be back at work, quiet as ever, badge polished, shoulders tall. Because some uniforms don't need applause. They just need space. Marcus Ellis didn't raise his voice. He didn't strike back. But his dignity, his silence, and the courage of one stranger changed everything. Racism hides in public silence until one voice breaks it. Not all battles are loud, but the quiet ones echo forever. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more real stories that matter.